everybody. Welcome to the Talking Disney Classics podcast, and this show where we love talking about the Disney canon and lots of other fun stuff. And today we are doing something a little bit different, a little creative. And I was thinking about it, and I think that there are always those. I think that Disney animation has a wider reach than sometimes we particularly think with the Disney canon. And there's films that were done for Hollywood Pictures, there's films that were done for Touchstone, there's films that were done for all these other brands, Disneytoons. And I thought it might be interesting to kind of look at the different decades and do a little ranking of all of the different brands of Disney. And the first one that I thought would be the most kind of interesting is to do the 90s, because obviously that's a big renaissance. But there were so many other, that's the start of Pixar. There's so many other different things going on. And so I pitched this to Stanford, and even though we'd have to watch all of these Disneytoons movies, you agree. And so thank you so much, Stanford, for agreeing to do this with me.
Oh, so happy to do it, Rach. And even, yeah, those Disney cheap quotes, they absolutely kill me. But hey, I survived. I lived to tell. Here I am.
Yeah, and I have to say, maybe I was just in like a super good mood, but maybe they benefit from low expectations, but a couple of them were not as bad as I remember.
Which is good. I'm glad you
Yeah.
feel that way, you know?
I mean, I appreciate when I do feel like with a few of these that there's some that it's like I feel like people actually tried.
Yeah.
And then there's the ones where it's just like it's so obviously just like a combination of episodes of television or just sort of thrown together.
Yeah, or just
And
really, really bad storytelling
yeah,
or something.
there's
Really cheap animation.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and so
Money grab.
I appreciate the ones where I feel like there was a little bit of effort
Well,
there.
I'm glad
So
we can dissect some of that a little bit too. I think that's
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
just thought
yeah.
it was a fun idea, even though, yeah, watching these cheap quills is just it's pretty painful for me.
Well, and we debated and talked about what to include. And of course, so you had the Studio Ghibli films that Disney helped produce, but
Yeah,
really
at
more
least
just the
the
dub.
English dub. They produced and distributed English
Yeah,
dubs,
yeah,
and they were super high quality.
yeah.
I thought it was a great choice, Rachel, that you made
I
about
mean, they
that.
were released in the theaters with Disney in the label,
Yeah,
when they were released. And you could really say the same thing about Pixar. I mean, at this time, Pixar was its own thing, and then but being distributed by
yeah, being
Disney.
distributed by Disney. Yeah.
And but I just thought, you know what? It's going to be a more interesting list if we include those. If we include the Pixar, if we include the Studio Ghibli, it's just two Studio Ghiblis that wouldn't be included in the 90s list. And so it's our list. We can do whatever we want. So
Well,
that's what we
exactly.
decided to do.
Well, and then you kept my sanity with some of these other good films rather than having to only do cheap calls.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'll put in the description, I'll put the letterboxed list in there. And we didn't include anything that's like partial live action. We just stuck to purely
Animation.
animation for this ranking. And we have 27
Yep.
in this list. And let's dive in. Let's talk about it. What do you have at 27?
At 27, I have actually I should say at 26 and 27 Rachel, because it was practically a tie. I loathe these Beauty and the Beast uh cheap quotes. The
Yeah,
27 I have Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas, and at 26 I have Beauty and the Beast, Belle's Magical World. I think these are such egregious pieces of crap.
yeah.
Um, oh, just
Yeah, I
painful. And
have
it makes me, oh no, after you,
no,
sorry, go
I
ahead.
have Belle's Magical World at 27. There's really nothing redeemable about this one. Maybe I guess some voice work that's fine, but other than that, it is absolutely atrocious. It's the combination of three episodes of a television show that never happened. The only thing that ever came of this one is that GIF of the meme of Belle with the eyes popping out. That is it. That is the only thing that came out of this movie, and it's I mean it's really really it's one of the worst.
And I think too, and again, you know that I'm jaded, for lack of a better word, about these prequels because they just are these cheap calls because they just send me over the edge. But um, I think because I love the original so much.
Yeah.
I just feel like these are so horrible and in a way just disrespectful. And I've always felt like these cheap goals, even though it is sometimes fun to spend some time again with these characters, but
Mhm.
that I just feel like it cheapens the brand and disrespects the original. So
Yeah.
that hurts. That
I
hurts.
mean, I certainly agree, and I think that there were some animators who clawed their way through them and made the best of a bad situation. But if I recommend some of them, it's only um, it's certainly not recommending that they did this or a praise of the company for doing it. It's the people involved
Yeah.
that did all they could in a situation
Yeah,
and
they
made
did the best that
something
they could.
watchable.
The Enchanted Christmas, it was kind of hard to pick which one to put at the bottom. That's why I just kind of said that they're
Yeah,
both, even though I rated it at 27. But
it,
uh,
it's
it
pretty
has
bad.
voice. It had some fantastic voice talent, like
Yeah.
fantastic. And
The only
that was kind of hard for me
yeah,
to put it so low, but still, it was not enough. The storytelling and the animation is so bad that I couldn't put it any
the
higher.
only reason I have it at 24, so just a few spots higher, is just because I do like Belle's dress. I do think some of the songs, because I like Christmas songs, so like it's
Y-
fun. And I think that there's like a little bit of camp with Tim Curry's villain.
Yeah,
Like it's a little
little.
bit entertaining,
Yeah. And hell,
but
Bernadette
yeah,
Peters. I mean, come
yeah,
on, right?
yeah.
So, yeah, but
But
still,
it's not good. It's bad. But I think that Magical World is there's really except for that meme, there are no redeeming
there's
qualities
nothing. Yeah.
to Bell's Magical World.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's
Horrible.
really bad. So I have a 26. I have Return of Jafar.
Yeah.
It's I mean, first of all, it was the start of all this madness,
Yeah, it
so
was.
I
It was the
hate that.
start. And we have ourselves to blame because it earned so much money,
Hmm.
you know, that Disney was like, oh, hey.
It's surprising that they didn't release this in theaters. I mean, were they just so embarrassed by it?
No,
But
I think again it was just the boom
since
of
it
the
was the
home video
first,
market. It was the boom of the home video market. The way I
yeah.
remember it.
Did you think that they would have just been like, let's put it in theaters, even if we don't like it, because it was such a big thing? It's kind of surprising that they didn't,
It's true, but
you
boy,
know?
boy, back in the day, home video sales,
Yeah.
they were all the rage. So, yeah.
Well, and they were shameless when they would I remember for Hunchback of Notre Dame, get two classic films in one collection,
Oh, makes me sick.
and I mean that, right? Two classics.
Yeah, two classics.
But I
Uh,
mean, Return to Jafar is pretty indefensible. The to not even have Robin Williams, the animation is terrible. The story is no good. Um, it has a lot of Iago. I guess they thought we really loved Iago.
yeah.
Well, maybe it's because they were like, well, we can't get Robin Williams, so we're just going to
Right.
use
So
Gilbert
let's Gilbert
Gottfried
Gottfried is available, is willing to do
so
it. So
much.
let's just give him all sorts of stuff.
And it's not really Dan Castellaneta's fault. Like he's
No,
fine, but it's
it's
just
not his fault.
it feels like one of those Timu copies of
Yeah,
of movies that
exactly.
they would do like um Karate Kid Panda, those kind of
Yes,
ones that are
exactly.
So yeah, that's what I have at 26.
I have Return to Jafar, and we'll get to it at 22. I have it a bit higher just because there's so many ones in between that I think are just as bad or worse, or that just made me more
Hmm.
frustrated.
Hmm.
Um, but it's Return to Jafar is just not good. It's
It's
not
bad, yeah.
it's yeah, it's just it's a terrible film. And maybe I should have put it a little lower, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that as we as we carry
Well,
on.
what do you have at 25?
At 25, I have Tom and Jerry the movie.
Same. So I have it at
Oh,
25. This was a first time watch for me. I'd never seen
me
it.
too. And may it be the last. Oh my gosh. It is so
I
horrible.
I had heard about this film. There was a famous Nostalgia
Yeah.
Critic review back in one of his earlier ones that he'd done on it. I'd known its reputation, but I actually don't hate the 2021 film as much as like other people. I thought it was like okay. Um, and so I thought, well, maybe I'll think this is okay. Everyone hates that. And I thought it was okay. It's maybe I'll think this is okay. Like I think I went into it with like a decently open
Yeah, you're
mind.
just trying to be open about it. And that's maybe I
Yeah.
was too. I was expecting the worst, but I also just thought, Stan, just let it be, just open mind.
I,
But wow.
the fact that this isn't even on Tubi is very telling. We had to pay to
I
rent it.
know. We both had to pay
I
to
mean,
rent this
the
thing.
bar is pretty low. I mean, actually, I think Tubi's incredible in what they do, but still,
That's
that
so
they
funny.
that they wouldn't. Um, yeah, I mean, I just don't understand how they could possibly think that having the two of these iconic characters talk was a
Talk.
good choice.
I'm with you. It's just like Tom and Jerry don't talk. And
Like
then
that's
not
the
only,
whole bit. That's the whole
yeah,
gag.
that's the whole thing. And then not only that, they're put in just this absolute stupid plot.
The it's really honestly, there's long stretches where they're not even in the movie and
Right.
not together hardly at all.
Right.
So there's really
It's
not that much Tom and Jerry. There's a lot of that old lady.
it's that conniving old lady, that money digger or that gold digger old lady,
Yeah.
and then the little girl. And in a lot of ways, it seems like it was very derivative. It was kind of like, you know, some Oliver and Company thrown in there, and um, just I mean, just on and on,
Yeah. I can
and
see some like trying to be Don Bluth, trying to
yeah, and then,
be,
yeah, as I say very Don Bluth-esque, and
mm-hmm.
in many, I think, of their artistic choices. The animation's terrible. The script is horrible.
Yeah.
It's
I
I
thought the songs were
The
fine.
songs were fine, and again, the songs Henry Mancini wrote the
Mm-hmm.
music and wrote the music for the songs, and Leslie Bricusse. I mean, the A-list talent, at least for that part of it, but everything else was
Yeah, you're
oh
right. Henry Mancini.
yeah, it's so
That's funny.
it's so bad.
Yeah,
Oh
it was really bad. I mean, I don't even know how they could dig themselves out of that decision to have them talk. Like, what were they thinking?
yeah, I
Like,
agree.
that was such a mistake.
Yeah.
Such a
Te
mistake.
Terrible mistake. And again, what a stupid story, you know?
But but I'm glad to finally check that one off of
Yeah, you
the
just say done.
I've seen it.
That's great. We have
um,
it both in the same spot. I love
yeah.
that.
So I have Beauty and the Beast, Enchanted Christmas at 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
It's
yeah,
not
still pretty
great,
low,
but
but yeah.
it's low. But it has a few things that are I think are better than these three. So yeah. What do you have at 24?
Oh, I'm sorry to be so negative, Rachel, but so I have Pooh's Grand Adventure: The Search for Christopher Robin at 24.
Yeah, okay.
This is the
Uh-huh.
first time I've watched it.
Uh-huh.
And so um let me tell you how much I hate this movie. So, I know really the thing that bugs me most about it is
Uh-huh.
that I just felt like, again, I find that the Winnie the Pooh characters are very appealing,
Uh-huh.
and to put them in a kind of really and like this man versus nature movie where they're trying.
Mm.
I mean, they're trying to find Christopher Robin. Hello, in the title. Um, but they're like climbing mountains and going through,
Mm,
snow and all stuff. I mean, this is not Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is not about some adventure thing. In my mind, this Winnie the Pooh is about like kind of again like like the classic Disney shorts really I think demonstrated how charming the books are. I just felt like this was so beyond
I can see that. I can see
what
that.
what
I
was what the what the tone of the books are.
uh-huh. I do have it a bit higher because I thought it was like a pleasant enough thing. But the thing where I was like, I feel like these characters just make the most sense in the anthology format that we're used to in the shorter
Yeah,
stories.
absolutely.
And so I think it's a similar complaint of what you're saying, that putting him in this big adventure, I don't think really works for these characters, but I thought it was like, I guess, harmless. I so I'm not
It's
that much more passionate than you, but
yeah.
I do have a little bit more.
And it is harmless, but again, again, it just fueled my hatred of these cheapquels. Not that this is necessarily a cheapquel, but it was done, it was cheaply
Yeah.
made, and I just
And
felt like the story was so unbelievably misguided. So no offense to people who like this film, but
yeah.
I thought it was terrible.
Yeah, it does have a bit of a fandom, a
Yeah,
following.
it does.
And I knew
Yeah.
a lot of people who didn't like the 2011 one because they felt like it was copying
Yeah,
this,
it copies exactly in a lot of ways, yeah, Christopher Robin.
but it's really only the backskin
Yeah. Oh,
part of that one
right, right.
that's copying it. And that one still sort of holds the anthology more kind of feel and format.
Yes.
And so I
And
think that works much better than this.
and tonally, I just feels like it's just
Yeah.
more like Winnie, Winnie the Pooh.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Well, I have at 23, I have Aladdin and the King of Thieves.
Okay. Yeah.
And this is fine. I think it's okay. Aladdin and his dad, and it has some decent songs, and to get Ron Williams is back. I know that my friends over at the Rotoscopers, they really like this one. They
Oh,
love this
interesting.
one.
Why do they like it? Is it
Um,
just a childhood favorite or
they really like the songs. I think they have a certain degree of nostalgia for it.
yeah.
Yeah, they're big fans of it. I think it's watchable. But yeah, 23 for me.
Yeah, I have that at 21, so pretty
Uh-huh,
close.
yeah.
I I was so happy that Disney is able to kind of kiss and make up with Robin Williams.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
were able to get him back in a role that really only belongs to him.
Me
And
too.
yeah, it's not terrible, it's not good. But it's
Hmm.
yeah, it's just I remember thinking he was serviceable. I like John Rhys Davies a lot. Um
Yeah.
and yeah, but again, lousy animation and just I don't know. It's just I
Hmm.
don't care for it.
Hmm.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
again, I have it at 21, but I'm
Would
with
you
you
have it at
100%.
23?
23, I have Pocahontas 2, Journey to a New World.
Hmm.
I'll be interested to really hear about,
Yeah.
your because I know we exchanged some messages about this and
Like
just
I
kind
was expecting to this have this at the bottom. Like, and I
yeah.
have it at 21.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
not like
okay.
that much higher, but I was expecting it to be garbage, and it wasn't garbage, in my opinion.
I don't remember being as mad about the animation. I just remember just not liking the story.
Hmm.
Um,
Again, it benefited from low expectations, but
yeah.
I think that the fact that they had her with John Rolfe and going over and um some of the story elements that like actually were like, obviously it's not historically accurate, but like it felt more accurate
Yeah,
than
I
the
was gonna say
original,
it's more accurate which will be
um
hard. But
and a little bit more respectful.
yeah.
I don't really like, again, I still don't like Radcliffe, but I hate him. I hate him in the original as a villain. I hate him in this. But I think that, I mean, I was I was surprised that opening song that she has is actually, I forget what it's called, but it's actually a really beautiful song.
It's a nice song. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And you can't get better singing than Judy Kuhn.
Oh, I was so happy that Judy Kuhn was willing to come back, you know, because
Hmm.
I agree. She's such a fine singer, you know,
Yeah.
and I love her work in the original film too.
Yeah. So I was expecting it to be garbage. I don't think it was garbage. Like I think it's still probably not like a bastion of cultural, sensitivity, but like I think it showed some growth on the part of the company. Like,
Yeah.
why did they make this? I have no idea. Like, I but I don't know.
Cheap
That's all I
Quills.
can say is that I thought it was better. It was better than I expected.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Are you a fan of Rachel's reviews? Do you look forward to Family Movie Night, Female Film Critics panels, or the Talking Disney podcast? If so, please consider supporting the podcast by becoming a Patreon. As a patron, you get to access monthly events such as the watch-alongs and Q&As, where you get to talk to stars and find out the behind the scenes of the movie making industry. And you can pick what I review for Family Movie Night or even become a guest on the podcast. Podcasts and YouTube channels are expensive, and I really, really could use your help. I would so appreciate it. You also get to be a member of the Facebook group where we talk about all the films that we're seeing, and we have so much fun. Go to patreon.com/hallmarkies and select one of the Rachel's fan tiers. That's patreon.com/hallmarkies.
so at 22, I actually is where I have the DuckTales.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
The
have
movie.
mine a little. I have that at 20. Yeah. So
Okay. Well, I knew you had said you when we did our ranking of that year, you had it very, very low in 1990.
yeah.
Um, and I like it. I think it's a fun enough movie. The problem that I have with the movie is that they spend a lot of time inside, not being on the adventure. It's a little boring
Yeah.
for what it should be. But when
Yeah.
they and that uh that Koli Baba and everything, the genie thing,
Yes.
really annoying. But
Yeah.
the like the true DuckTales part of it, because it's basically just like a longer version of
It's
an
just like
episode
a
of the
long
show.
episode. Yeah.
And the episodes of the show, I was gonna do a whole series on Disney Afternoon, way, way back, like 2017, long time ago on my channel. So I started watching these different shows and I abandoned it because every single episode of those Disney afternoon shows are exactly the same
Yeah. They're, yeah.
because people didn't binge then.
Right.
So they didn't care if week to week every episode was the same because, and so they're not good. Like, and I knew I'm like, everyone's just gonna be really ticked off at me because they have all this nostalgia, for
That's right. They
these
love these shows of their
shows.
childhood. Yeah.
But like Tailspin and Rescue
Yes.
Rangers
Yes.
and
Gummy
DuckTales,
bears.
and like the DuckTales reboot is a million times better than the original show,
Yes. I
in
completely
my
agree.
opinion.
Oh, I agree 100%. I
Yeah.
thought the reboot was terrific.
Yeah.
Interesting, really interesting storylines and
Hmm.
fun interpretation of these characters. And
Yeah.
yeah, really, really, really good.
But we got to agree, great theme song.
It's one of the best theme
DuckTales.
songs ever.
Well, I mean, all those Disney afternoon shows have great theme songs.
They're
Gummy
great.
bears everywhere.
Chip and Dale,
Yes, yes.
Rescue Rangers,
Rescue Rangers.
Tailspin. I mean, they're great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Darkwing Duck. I mean, come on, right? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, I have DuckTales at 20, as I mentioned.
Mhm.
It's I think I'm with you. I think really ultimately it's boring. What
Yeah.
have been really a fun adventure just really gets bogged down. And
Yeah.
I feel like honestly it just comes down to the writing. I think even though I don't necessarily, I mean, the animation isn't just dreadful, but I don't think I would mind the kind of the cheap. I hate to be rude, but just again
Hmm.
the cheap animation if it had it had a better story.
Yeah, because it would be in keeping with the show, so it'd be fine.
Exactly.
So so what did you have at 22?
So at 22, that's where I have the Return of Jafar.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then 21?
21, I have Aladdin and the King of Thieves.
Okay.
So they're just there together.
Yeah, so 20 is where I have Pooh's Great Adventure.
Okay.
It's serviceable if you need a babysitter for kids.
And that's the thing too. Again, just here I am in angry old man mode. But so many of these films, truly, they're not made for me.
Yeah.
I am not the target audience. I'm off by decades. And so anyway.
In no world would you ever watch this over the the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. So what's the point?
Right.
Really.
Right.
So
right.
I agree. So you had DuckTales at 20,
DuckTales
right?
is at 20. Yeah, DuckTales the movie at 20.
Well, 19 is where I have Lion King 2.
I do too. Lion King 2, Simba's Pride at 19. Yep.
Yeah, it's not awful. Like, it's watchable. Like, it's basically Romeo and Juliet in the desert. It's fine.
It is. It's true. It's just, but it's not. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's just not good. It's one of those like, that's really how you see the continuation of this story.
Yeah.
Like,
And I am surprised that I'm surprised they didn't release this one in theaters just to try to make an extra buck. I am kind of surprised.
It is surprising.
Because they did release some of them. They released Return to Neverland. They released. So why?
A lot of a few of those Winnie the Pooh ones, none of the ones that are on our list are for this decade. But yeah,
I do think that some of those Pooh movies are on a little bit higher level than.
I think they had a extra quality.
Yeah,
I think a little extra care. Yeah.
And I think one of them, I forget if it's the Piglet movie or one of them has Carly Simon songs, and
is it the Piglet movie or is it the Heffalump movie? I forget.
One of those, and then one of them has Sherman Brothers songs.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I feel like they're sort of in a higher tier than
agreed.
Most of these. So what so you had Lion King 2
Lion King 2 at 19, yeah.
And it's hard because a lot of these Disneytoon movies people have a certain affection for because they were sort of the babysitter. So they were ones they watched when they were little, and there's nothing like that.
No, exactly. And just, again, and they enjoyed, and so again, I hate to be so negative, but I really do dislike these films.
Well, what do you have at 18?
At 18, I have Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. And I don't hate it.
Yeah.
It's cute. I think it's cute. And this, though, Rachel, really is a transition, though, because now we got rid of the Jeequel crap and we're moving into with our list. Now we're moving into films that are good.
I agree. And you'll maybe be upset with my 18, but
I kind of get. I was surprised we haven't hit it yet. I think I know which one you're talking about. I thought it was going to be lower.
Well, my number 18 is Pocahontas.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be The Rescuers Down Under. Maybe that's a 17.
No. Just the flying scenes alone in Rescuers Down Under, I think, are so beautiful. That and I love that whole scene with the mad scientist, with Wilbur or whatever.
Yeah,
that's hilarious. So just those two things, the animation. But Pocahontas, even though I'm a romantic, I hate the romance. I think it's so annoying. She's so preachy. She literally somebody dies because of her and her choices. The animation is beautiful. I actually found her to be a more compelling character, more likable, more interesting in the sequel.
I
really did, but I can't. Obviously, I have to put this one ahead of the sequel just because of the quality of the animation and the quality of the songs and things like that. But I really I don't like her character, the way that she's constantly just kind of preaching to everybody, um and I hate the way they do Radcliffe. This is a real person who was starving to death, and they make him into this one note, mine, mine, mine. It's like the seagulls in Finding Nemo, mine, mine, mine. And I don't know. I really don't like it, but it has some positives as far as the animation and the music. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I have it at 18.
Okay.
And I've been thinking about trying to do an episode on Pocahontas. I mean, we did one in our original, but it's the anniversary this year.
That's right.
I was hoping to find somebody who is Native American. If there's anybody listening who would like to come on, but I haven't been able to find anybody that, most people I talk to don't, hate it. And I'm like, I'd be open to that discussion,
Yeah,
of people who dislike it.
having a different perspective on it. I think
Mhm.
that's a really cool idea.
But anyway, so that's something I'm still hoping maybe might happen. But I have it at 18. What do you? Oh, you had Mickey's,
So
right?
at 18, Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. Yeah.
Well,
Transition movie for me as we go
yeah.
as in this decade list. Yeah.
My number 17 is where I have Fantasia 2000.
Okay.
Right? I think there's some good animation. I wish that they had stuck with 2D for all of them. I think it would be more special than that, especially this era of CG.
Yeah.
Just doesn't look that great. The soldier one, the
The
whale
soldier.
one,
Yeah.
those two are the weakest.
Yeah, those two. Yeah.
But I love Rhapsody in Blue. That's incredible. I love the spirit one.
Oh, I do too. The Firebird.
Firebird, that's it.
Yeah, gorgeous.
That one's beautiful. I do think it hurts it to have Sorcerer's Apprentice in there, because it just makes it, you remember the original film, and that all these ones aren't as good. So I think that was a mistake to include it. But it's cute enough having Donald be Noah. That one's,
Yeah, it's cute.
What a strange choice for the graduation processionals, but
yeah,
it's cute. The flamingos and the yo-yos is fun. I hate the celebrity introductions. They're really bad.
We're talking about that. Yeah.
But all in all, I have it at 17. What do you have at 17?
At 17, I have a Goofy movie.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's probably a lot lower than many of your wonderful listeners and probably you have ranked it.
Yeah.
As we talked about it when we recorded our Goofy movie episode, I just think, see, I have no nostalgia for it because I just was so much older when it came out and I saw it, and I think it's fun, and I really, really love how much love it's getting.
Yeah.
With its anniversary and that cool documentary. And just that makes me really happy. And then also just with that documentary, really learning more about it that I didn't know at the time.
Yeah.
That Jeffrey Katzenberg was really championing the film. And anyway, I think, again, for me, and the animation is definitely a step above. I know, because so much of it was done in France,
Yeah.
and the songs are
great songs.
The songs are fantastic, and there's so much energy. I love the power line stuff. I think for me, it all just kind of leans back into just, again, kind of cheapquel territory and also Disney afternoon territory. I always thought it was weird that they turned Goofy into a single dad. I mean, it's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
But I'm also just like, he's Goofy. You know what I mean? But again, that's just angry old man me, and I hate to be a jerk, but that's just not a film. It's just not a film I love. I respect it, but I don't love it.
Yeah, that's fair. The father son dynamic is so unique, and not even just in Disney, but just in children's films in general. There's not that many movies about a boy and his dad. I mean, I guess you've got How to Train Your Dragon, but there's really not. There tends to be a lot more girls. A lot more father-daughter kind of combinations.
That's a really good point,
If
Rachel. Go
if
ahead.
if the parents are alive at all, of
Yeah.
course.
And I think watching that documentary about the making of it
Hmm.
was really well, and also just kind of its current, I mean, that's just how people
Yeah.
remember it and why they love it. Uh, Hearing about that relationship between the father and the son,
Hmm.
that in and of itself was one of the reasons why it's so
Yeah.
beloved. And so anyway,
And it was neat seeing in the documentary what an impact it's made in the African American community
yes,
that I wasn't quite as aware of. I
I
mean, I
wasn't
knew it
aware of
was
it either.
popular, but
I
it was
just thought it
interesting.
was
And my friend
marvelous.
Jasmine, she's like loves the Goofy. So
Yeah.
it's like,
I just say it's not a film that I hate. It's just not
yeah,
something that just really resonates with me. And again, just because I also have some baggage with
yeah,
just kind of the storyline
I,
and the time it was made. But again, for me, as we're progressing through the list, Rach, it's just one of those just transition movies. Again, now we're into the good stuff
yeah.
for
No, I
me. Like
agree.
I think all the other stuff as we go forward for me are films that I really like, and for
Hmm.
many reasons. Maybe not as much as I mean, still some of
Yeah,
these lower ones I don't like as much as the ones at the top. But anyway,
yeah. I mean, I would go fresh, really, on as far as Rotten Tomatoes, really on my top 20.
yeah,
I
yeah,
personally would probably give it a fresh, even I think I might go fresh on Pocahontas too. I never thought I'd say that, but
yeah.
I
I
was
know that's
entertained
great.
by
That's
it
great.
for what it is.
No, I think that's
Um,
worth it. And for me, it's probably going to be kind of like 15 and up.
15 on, yeah, which
Yeah,
is pretty
yeah,
good. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
for an animation company. So let's see.
So we
And
were
so
at
you had Goofy Movie at 17.
giving me a 17. Yeah.
So 16 is where I have A Bug's Life.
Okay.
I like Bug's Life. I think it has some really good lines. I love the it's a rock. I spent a lot of times around rocks. I love
Yeah.
that. That's really funny. Someday I'll be a beautiful butterfly and then
Butterfly.
everything will be better. I mean,
Love
and
Heinlein.
it has some really creative world building when he goes off to the city. And I guess the only reason I have it at 16 is just because it is such a tired story, with
Yeah.
some Magnificent Seven, Seven Samurai, this kind of story that we've
Right.
seen so many times
Many times.
before.
Yeah.
And you have like the nagging female character in Princess Ada, but it's perfectly pleasant and enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. I have it a little higher, but I agree with you 100%.
mhm.
Yeah.
Hey, this is David from the Piecing It Together podcast, a podcast about movies and the movies that inspire them. For over 4 years each week, a guest and I take a look at a new movie through the lens of what other movies we think were either an influence or connect in some other way. It's a fun, unique way to discuss films that leads to a great list of other movies to check out that either explore the same themes and ideas or maybe utilize similar filmmaking techniques. Including special episodes in our side series that twist the format, we've done over 200 episodes, so there's bound to be one on a film you've been thinking about and want to dig deeper into. So check us out on all the major podcasting apps and at piecingpod.com.
So what did you have at 16?
At 16, I have The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about this. We've done, we recorded podcasts about this. The Disney took a big swing, and I admire that. The animation is spectacular. I think all the songs except for one are fantastic. And I just always felt that tonally this was not a great film for Walt Disney feature animation. I mean, again, I think artistically it's stunning, but thematically it misses, and particularly the comic relief is so jarring.
Yeah.
And
it was
and wrecks. I think the comic relief ultimately wrecks it.
Yeah,
For me.
I mean, I agree. It has improved a little bit for me over the years because of that, just how bold it is. And
I love the look of it. I mean, I just admire it so much.
and so I have it at 13 in my
Okay.
ranking, but And I think actually think the stage musical has helped me a little bit with it, just because I feel like,
Oh
okay,
yeah.
this is how it was supposed to be. There's an absolutely great version of it right now at West Valley Performing Arts.
Oh nice. Yeah, you were telling me about that. It was terrific, right?
Absolutely excellent, really good. And so yeah, I know. I mean, and I agree about the obviously about the comic relief and some of the other parts, and I think they go too far with Frollo, and then but then they don't go far enough, because they wimp out and have him be a judge, and they have him be like, so the things that could be sort of biting and real, like, oh well, we're not going to quite go there. So, and then you have giant vats of gold, being dumped from the cathedral, and just things that it becomes that last bit, where people are getting their heads clumped on by boards, and it becomes ridiculous, and that also doesn't fit the tone
No, it doesn't
at
fit
all
at
when you have
all. At
a
all.
family that's going to be burned alive at one point. It's just like crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was such an ambitious film, and I respect that they made it, but I didn't think they not really. I think it was
It
misguided.
wasn't quite there, but
Yeah.
it has risen a little bit for me over
Well, and I
over the
gotta say, I
years.
do feel like two songs in particular, or I guess three, but two that I think are sublime. Out There.
Hmm.
I think that is just one of the greatest I Want songs, I love
Yeah,
it so much, and I think the animation is so gorgeous, and
hmm,
it's just so beautifully sung. And then
yeah,
also I think God Bless
yeah.
the Outcasts is stunning.
I agree. Yeah.
And I love the song Someday, which got cut from the film, but it's added in the credits. But I know it's in the stage play,
Hmm.
right? And
Hmm.
also, um, I don't know if it's still being used. I think it was in a former version, but at Epcot, the Epcot park in Florida, on one of they have they do a fireworks show every night at 9 p.m. when the park closes. They do it over that big lagoon,
Hmm.
where the World Showcase pavilions are, and
Hmm.
they used Someday as like kind of like the finale, and it was so beautiful. It was just this
Yeah.
beautiful arrangement, and the lyrics of that song I think are so poignant.
Hmm.
Um, anyway,
Yeah.
uh, so
Well,
anyway, that just makes me love it, but also
yeah.
then and then the comic stuff. Oh, I'm with you 100%.
Hmm. Well, at 15 is where I had Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas.
Okay,
Obviously I love Christmas,
Christmas. Yes,
and that's, I think there's cute. You've
it's
got
cute.
the first short is about Huey, Louie, and Dewey wanting Christmas every day, and so that's fun. And then the second one is about Goofy and Max, and it's like a younger Max than Goofy movie, which is fun. And then the third one is Minnie and Mickey and their Gift of the
Gift of
Magi.
the Magi, yeah, which is
Which is
it's
fun.
so cute.
And so much of your experience with the film can be impacted by your first experience with it. And with Hunchback, the first time I saw it, I was actually babysitting for a friend of mine. I was babysitting her nephews, and I saw, oh, this is the latest Disney film, and because I was, let's see, how old? I was 15, so kind of at that age where I wasn't seeing all the animated films. And so I'm watching these kids I put in, and I was just shocked. I couldn't believe that this was in a Disney film. And whereas, like, well, I had kind of an interesting experience with this Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. So I was also watching some kids that their mom was moving, getting everything ready, and I don't really have anything to do for kids in my house. Like, my house is not kid proof. And I had them draw, but there's just not much else to do besides watch a lot of movies. And so I remember we started with Frozen. They loved Frozen, and then I put on Jungle Book. They did not like it. It was not. They were not into it. And so I'm like, okay, this is not working. And so I put on this Mickey's Once Upon, and they loved it,
Yeah,
which was so interesting to
that is
me, that
interesting.
these
Yeah,
classic characters still entertain, still the
yeah.
kids still are entertained by Mickey and Minnie and Goofy and, Donald. And I just thought that was incredible. They liked it as much as Frozen.
Which is wonderful, right? I love the story. Thanks for sharing that, because I think that's one of the strengths of it, is that it's true to the characters, and the stories that they tell are, particularly like the Gift of the Magi. They're familiar, yet it's so fun to see these Disney characters that we like, it's kind of in a way like Mickey's Christmas Carol, which is I think so fun too.
We think that kids are maybe more cynical than they actually are.
Yeah.
That they won't like the classics, but they do.
They do, particularly ones that are, that are nicely done. Yeah.
So what did you have at 15?
15, I have My Neighbors the Yamadas.
Yeah.
Again, these are films that we're going to that I like. It's not my favorite Studio Ghibli film, but I think it's a really interesting film.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I think the animation style is cool. Fun story. And I enjoy this film. I just enjoy these other ones more.
Yeah, this is Takahata, and I would say it's one of his more approachable films. And sometimes people say it's like it's Japanese or Ghibli's version of The Simpsons, which I can see that.
I can see that for sure.
And I like it better than Pompoko.
Oh, I like it better than Pompoko too. Yeah, for sure.
But I Only Yesterday I like, but I know I probably like this better than Only Yesterday.
I probably do too. I mean, I respect Only Yesterday, but it's not one that I just like, oh, I want to watch that again.
I think it's absolutely absurd that Disney didn't release Only Yesterday, because technically that was made in 1991, but they didn't release it. It had to be years and years and years later by G Kids, so that wouldn't be on this list. But the only reason they didn't release it was because it's a slice of life movie. So there's not a ton of plot. It's just about this girl growing up and then this woman who works at this communal farm. And she gets her period.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, what? You can't release I don't know. That's bonkers to me that would have been seen as something scandalous in a movie about everyday life. It's not like it's...
Well, Rachel, fast forward to Turning Red from Pixar. I mean,
crazy.
Anyway,
but yeah, it's a sweet, funny. If you haven't seen it, it's on HBO Max. People should check it out.
Absolutely, you should, if you haven't seen, because in a lot of ways, I feel like it's just unknown.
Yeah,
or just obscure, or I don't know what the right word would be, Rach, but yeah, I think it's definitely worth checking out, and HBO Max.
So at 14, is where I have The Rescuers Down Under.
I'm surprised you haven't. But I agree though with you that that flight scene is magic. That's just Disney magic, and that scene with the crazy mad scientist is so fun. And see, I'm really, of course, I like The Rescuers, as we already know. I'm one of the few people in the world that like it, but it at least that's how I feel. But it has such gorgeous animation. As we talked about, it's the first film that Disney feature animation did that used what they were calling the CAPS system, where they were using computers to do the paint, to do the quote unquote painting of ink and painting. And wow, you can tell, it's just dazzling, the look of it.
And McLeach, he's horrible. He's as bad as Medusa, but the big difference to me between the original and this is that Cody is never alone. He's always surrounded by those other
animals.
Whereas Penny is
all
alone.
she has is her teddy bear.
She's forced down into the cave. I don't know. I just feel like it's meaner. To me, it's more mean-spirited, even though I think that McLeach is probably actually more violent than Medusa. So
yeah,
it's interesting. But it's one that I would probably say is actually underrated, even though I'm not like a huge Rescuers person by any means. It's one a lot of people probably haven't seen because they just kind of buried it when
Right.
it came out.
Right. It didn't do well, and it was just buried. Yeah.
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 So I have it at 14. What did you have at 14?
At 14, I Pocahontas.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the historical inaccuracies are painful. The romance is pretty painful too. But
Mm-hmm.
I love Judy Kuhn so
Yeah, she's
much,
incredible.
and I think that it's got the most beautiful, you know, backgrounds and character designs too. I love the look of it, and I'm sad that it wasn't a better film.
Yeah.
But still, I like it enough to put it a little higher. Yeah.
So 13 is where I have Hunchback.
Okay.
And I think that it's bold. It has a lot of beautiful moments. It's interesting. It's one you can talk about. And I think just for that alone, I have it at 13. So what do you have at 13?
I have Fantasia 2000. And
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I really echo your sentiments about it, though. Although I don't mind the interstitials, I think as much as you do, but I understand your viewpoint on them. And
Yeah.
the flying whales and Pines of Rome. I don't know. I guess I think that I find the music so thrilling. The visuals are just kind of like, what? You know, it's like that's what they picked.
Yeah.
But Rhapsody in Blue
Yeah.
sends it over the edge for me. I think that is so fantastic, and I'm with you too. I mean, it's fun. It was fun to see sort because I saw Fantasia 2000 in IMAX. You know, saw it on the big screen when it was released, and it was fun to see The Sorcerer's Apprentice on the big screen again. But yeah, it's a little jarring. It just seems a little out of place. But then to end with that magnificent Firebird suite, I think that is such a gorgeous and moving, both a piece of music, but also just the animation and the story that they were telling with that. I love so much. Love it.
So 12 is where I have My Neighbors the Yamadas.
Okay, yeah.
So we're pretty close on that.
We're close, yeah. It's gonna be fun to see how we do creationals. I wonder, you know, how many
this
we have
top
on the
11 is a
same.
bloodbath.
Yeah.
Movies I love.
Yeah, exactly. It was hard. So we're at number 12, right?
Yeah. So what do you have at 12?
A Bug's Life.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I agree with you, but I do find it fun, and I love the circus room, and Heimlich, and I just think it's really quite a clever take on that type of story.
You're weird, but I like you. So what do you have at 11?
I have Hercules at 11. Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
Just wacky and wonderful Hercules.
Yeah, it's wild. All the crazy songs, the crazy mixture of like a million different things. It's Vegas, it's superheroes, it's comic books, it's ancient Greece mythology, obviously. It's got
little romance thrown in,
Floyd mixed in there. Like, I mean, it's just
it's such a weird movie, but I find it really it's fun. It's fun. Yeah. Clever, really clever.
I'm very curious eventually to see this musical.
Me too.
It got decent reviews because it just premiered in the West End.
Just premiered in the West End, yeah.
And it got decent reviews, okay reviews. But Alan Menken, I forget where it was. It was a while ago, but he said it was one of the most rewarding experiences of his entire career.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? And what a career he's had, for him to say that. Crazy. So it's crazy. I'm very interested to see the stage version of it too. I hope I get to someday.
Yeah. So 10 is, like I said, this is a bloodbath coming up, but 10, I have Tarzan.
Okay. Yeah.
I love it. I think it's great.
I love it so much too.
I kind of wish that the characters got to sing a little bit more and it wasn't just the background songs. But the incredible animation, the surfing through the forest, not forest, through the jungle is beautiful and incredible. And I think the relationship between Tarzan and Jane is really sweet and lovely. And they actually do kind of have chemistry, I think. And I mean, there's some not as good as songs like Trash in the Camp, but overall it's really entertaining. It's not afraid to go to some like darker places. That opening sequence is pretty dark. Some horror elements mixed in there, which was classic for the character of Tarzan, always has those. So it really captures the feel of like it's kind of like what they were trying to do with Strange World and capture that B movie
Yep.
kind of feel. And they managed to do that with this, I think, very successfully. And it feels like a Tarzan movie. And so, yeah, great.
I have it a little higher. I have it at 7, but again,
Mm.
we're probably with some of these. I know we'll be, but probably our top 10 is going to be, I bet, pretty similar.
So, what do you have at 10?
At 10, I have Princess Mononoke.
Mm-hmm.
I love this film.
Yeah.
I just find it as I mean, I truly try to be careful using words. I think it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And stunning storytelling, stunning animation. Anyway, I love the film.
Yeah, I mean, it's an incredible, bold piece of filmmaking, storytelling. The only like nitpick I was is I don't think it should be called Princess Mononoke. She's a pretty minor character in the story.
I know, right? It's like, well, how did she get top billing?
Yeah. So
that's a good point. I love it.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies merch store.
Are you looking for that perfect gift for the postable, hardy, or Hallmarky in your life?
What about getting that t-shirt or hoodie that will help you stand out at your next holiday party?
Now is the time to check out the Hallmarkies merch store.
Full of festive designs by artists like Jessica Miller, Carrie from Hallmark Comics, and more.
You can even have more than just shirts, but totes, cell phone cases, notebooks, mugs, and more.
And it isn't just Hallmark. We have designs for Anna Green Gables, Man from Snowy River, The Nanny, and more.
Every purchase at the merch store goes to help support the podcast and allows us to make the great content you know and love.
There are frequent sales, so go to tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies or see the link in the description.
That's tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies.
9, I have Toy Story 2. It's tough. It's hard.
These were so hard, Rach, to try to figure it out.
Too. It's great. You get our introduction of Jesse and all the characters and Woody. I mean, what does he want in his life? What's he doing? That's really fun. You get the introduction of Barbie. You get all of that in wait, is Barbie in, or is that 3?
I didn't know Barbie's in 2. Yeah. She's at Al's Toy Barn.
That's right. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't get to rewatch this one. They kind of merged together a little bit for me.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. No, I get it.
Yeah. And Jodie Benson doing Barbies is fun.
It's so fun.
And it's just sweet. It's entertaining. The only reason that it's just that I miss the team up with, like, they're separated for most of the movie with Buzz and Woody, or separated for most of the movie. But It's great. I mean, it's a great movie. I love it. So
it's a great movie too. I have a little higher, but again, this top 10, Rachel, ultimately comes down to just what do I enjoy more? Because I think these are all just really excellent films.
Yeah, it's real nitpicking at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty nitpicky as far as.
So what do you have at 9?
At 9, I have Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I love this film.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's one of those, the more I see, the more I like it. I'm so impressed just by everything. By the artistry. I love the score. I think the story is delightful. And maybe, I know, like, sometimes, like, at Disneyland and whatnot, I get tired of so much Jack Skellington merchandise, but people love it. And
at least it's better than Hocus Pocus. Which is the other thing that you see.
And I was like, how is this a thing? Hocus Pocus. It's such.
Anyway. I have Princess Mononoke at number 8. Just an incredibly bold, exciting,
so exciting.
Visceral, story. Defending the environment, defending our world, all of that. So yeah, I have it at 8.
Great film.
Yeah. What did you have at 8?
At 8, I have The Rescuers Down Under
Mm.
because I love it so much.
Yeah. And it's cute to see them get engaged at the end. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. 7, and this will be I wouldn't you'll be upset. But number 7 for me, I actually have Aladdin in
I'm
number
not upset
7.
about it at all. I think I'm glad it's in your top 10, of course, but no, but I just think with all the other films it's competing against, I totally get it.
I like Aladdin. I think it's super fun, catchy songs. It's entertaining. But I think because I was just a hair older, so I was
I get it.
11, so I was just like a hair older than I was for Beauty and the Beast and for Little Mermaid. It wasn't quite as special to me as those other two were. And so it wasn't when I had like as much nostalgia. And I think it kind of, even though it's was 94, it did kind of get eclipsed a little bit for me by The Lion King as far as my love for it and my devotion to it. But I did like it and I enjoyed it, but I just feel like the top 6 for me are just a little bit more special for me
Yeah.
than Aladdin. But it's very entertaining.
I have it higher because it's one of as you know, it's one of my
Mhm.
all-time favorites. But yeah, I really like hearing your viewpoint on it, and it's interesting though, just how also like our enjoyment of some of these films often just kind of depends on where we were in the world, at the
Mhm.
time. Like same with
Yeah.
like with the Goofy movie. Like I bet you I would have liked the Goofy movie a lot more than I did if I saw it when I was at a different age and at a different place at a different place in life.
Mhm.
Um, so
And I
but
think also with Aladdin, the fact that the lead character is a boy,
yeah,
where
right.
so
I
at
get
that
why
age
I
I was
think why
going
it
to
was
be
so
more.
appealing to me,
Mhm.
in a way. Yeah, absolutely. Good
So
call.
what do you have at 7?
At 7, I have Tarzan. And
Mm-hmm.
I I I I I always love the idea that Disney and the Disney feature animation made a Tarzan movie, because it's almost like a genre in and of itself, Um, but I thought they aced it. They made it its own thing. Uh, really used animation, I think, as a wonderful storytelling and artistic device. The surfing through the surfing through the
Yeah.
trees is just the coolest. And for me, the Phil Collins songs I thought were a strength just because it was so different. That the characters were
Yeah.
singing that he was singing, but also I think too I really like Phil Collins. I really like Genesis. So that whole thing really worked for me. And I'm with you. I think that it's got. I mean, those characters have chemistry. Tarzan and Jane have chemistry, which is so cool. Because they should. As they should. I mean, they're Tarzan and Jane.
And
Um,
I just saw the Broadway. I mean, and then I'm actually
Oh
seeing it
yeah, you
again
tell me
this
about
weekend.
this.
I have an
Yeah,
extra ticket.
that's right.
If you want to
And
go,
I have to
I'm this
work.
Saturday. But yeah, I saw it at Harriman, and they're incredible. They have live orchestras for all of their shows. It's unbelievable, and it was better than I remembered. I think if I was doing a Disney theatrical ranking, I would bump up Tarzan a couple spots than when I had it when we did a ranking. Certainly not without its problems, but I just compared to some of those other ones that the new songs are so bad and the adaptations are terrible. Like it's way better than The Little Mermaid or Mary Poppins in my opinion.
Hmm.
And it was so clever. What they did is they had like jungle gym bars, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And they had them covered with vines, and then they could have the actors swinging on the bars,
Oh, that's
and
clever.
that was so smart. It made it look like they were monkeys.
I bet it looks really cool. Yeah.
Thought that was so clever. Anyway, so I have a Goofy movie at 6.
Nice. Okay.
I think it has just huge heart, and it's one of the only Disney movies that's actually about being a teenager, what it's like to be a teenager, dealing with those pressures of your friends at school. You're like trying to get along with your parents, trying to deal with your parents, all of those things. I mean, I can hardly even think of another Disney film, live action or animation, that's even about a teenager at school, that's even in any kind of contemporary setting like that.
Yeah.
It's very rare.
It is, if not, you just like completely unique, right? Completely on its own. Yeah.
Very, very rare. And so I just think it's so special. And the songs are so much fun. And I just went to the D23 anniversary fan event, and it was so much fun. The whole crowd singing along, and they had somebody leading things and inviting people up, and they had all these glow sticks and different stuff, and everybody's dancing to the power line. And it was just, I was like, wow, this is so cool.
So fun. Yeah.
So I'm riding high on the Goofy movie. I mean, I've always been a big fan, but that was a very special experience.
Oh, absolutely. How cool you got to do that.
So that's what I have at 6. What do you have at 6?
At 6, I have Mulan. I just adore this film. I think it's so beautiful. For me too, maybe it's just a little borderline, but the comedy really works well for me in Mulan versus Hunchback of Notre Dame, because Mulan is really quite a serious film. You know, I think in its at its core.
Yeah, I mean, Chang, his whole village has been burnt down.
Well, exactly. And
so there's some pretty serious moments.
Is making a tremendous sacrifice because of the love of her father. You know, and again, and what she's trying to do. And I just think again, it's gorgeous animation, beautiful score, fun songs, and meaningful songs. It's such a home run.
Yeah.
I think Mulan is just an absolutely terrific film.
Yeah, me too.
I never get tired of watching it too. You know, anytime I watch it, I think, wow, I like this film.
Me too. The animation's so beautiful, and kind of what it tries to say about gender roles.
Yeah.
And I mean, I wonder if Mulan, the exact film, not the remake, but like if it came out anew and it was fresh, if it would be considered too woke now.
Probably. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder if we've just gotten so like hypersensitive to any kind of representation, even if it's not even that popular over in China. Like, it's not even that technically that great of representation, but still, I think there's a certain group that wouldn't like it for whatever reason. But anyway, it's interesting.
Love it.
Yeah.
No, great.
I love it too. My number 5 is Where I Have Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. The incredible animation. I love. I also love the heart and soul to it.
Yeah,
the whole idea that Jack Skellington is pretending to be somebody that he's not, and it's so innocently done. You know, he just thinks it's beautiful, and so he wants to be that, but that's not who he is. And Sally sees that and sees that this is going to end badly.
Yeah.
That it's not.
Sally is the moral conscious of this story.
and just think of what that's like in life when you are pretending to be somebody that you're not, and how just toxic that is. And so I think there's a real heart there and soul to the picture.
Yeah.
A great song, Danny Elfman. I love his singing voice.
I do too. It's the perfect singing voice for her.
Yeah.
For us. Yeah. It's great.
And I think it's cool to have those movies that are kind of gateway films that you can introduce kids to the tropes of horror without like traumatizing them. And like the Boogeyman, Oogie Boogie, and things like that are pretty scary in it. And the trick-or-treaters and stuff like that. And so they can kind of see that, oh, okay, I like this or I don't like it. And, you know, what could I explore?
Yeah,
further?
That's a great way to put it. Definitely.
You know, something like Monster House, I think, is another good one.
Another one in that same vein. Yeah, for sure.
Paranorman, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's fun. So I have that at 5. What do you have at 5?
At 5, I have Toy Story 2. Just for all the reasons, you so eloquently stated. And I just have a lot of respect for this film. I think one of the things that's always in the back of my mind is thinking Pixar made this film ultimately like in like 7 months.
Yeah,
You
unbelievable.
know, how they were just like they kept changing the script and all this stuff, and then all sorts of crazy obstacles
Mhm.
that they were facing, but
Because it
out
was
of
originally planned to be direct to DVD.
direct to DVD, yeah. And out of all that though came such a fun, fresh film.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my number 4 is where I have Mulan.
Oh,
I
goodness.
really do love
Love Mulan,
Mulan.
as we say. Love
Love the
Mulan.
songs and the story, the cutting hair sequence is one of the best ever
Yep.
in the history of Disney animation. And so yeah, I have it at 4. What do you have it for?
At 4, I have Toy Story. So I put
Mm-hmm.
both of them together. I do like the original just a tick more. I think just because again, it's has got such a fantastic script.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's I think it's a perfect film.
Yeah. Yeah, I have Toy Story 3. It's one of my favorite films of like all time. The script is one of my favorite scripts of all time.
Yes, yes.
I love friendship stories, and it's at its core is a friendship story.
Yeah, exactly.
You are a toy. You're an action figure. You're a child's plaything. You're a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity. So good.
So good.
And just the way that it builds and builds, and I love how they capture that somebody can be just living their life, going about, and you can let that person just drive you crazy. So that's like a true thing in life, is that and that's on you, not on them. They're living their life. They're happy. They're, like Buzz is not intentionally trying to upset
No, exactly.
Woody. He's just living his life.
He's
But
just doing his thing. Yeah,
you,
who he is.
there's a great episode of How I Met Your Mother where it's called Spoiler Alert. And what happens is that the different characters start telling people about an annoying thing that in the friend group does, and they're like, I hadn't noticed that before, but now that you pointed it out, it's driving me crazy. And like Lily is loud chewing, and Marshall sings everything he's doing, and and Ted is always correcting everybody and things that they say, stuff like that. And Robin says literally all the time. And how true is that and all of those people are all completely oblivious that they're doing this annoying thing, and the other people didn't even notice it until it was pointed out.
It was pointed out. Yeah.
And how true is that in life, that happens, that
Yeah.
we let somebody's completely innocuous thing just start driving us crazy. And I think that Woody is a great example of that.
Yeah. That's a great way to put it, Rach.
So yeah, I have that at 3. What did you have at 3? Oh, you
That's at 3. So for me now, it's the Troika, the Disney Renaissance Troika for me. Number 3, I have The Lion King, which is just one of my all-time favorites.
So good. So good. Beautiful, great story, moving, great songs. It is a masterpiece.
I never tire of The Lion King either. I've seen it a bunch, and I never tire.
No, it's true. If they announced, it's going to be playing at anywhere, I would go and see it.
I'd go in a heartbeat.
I would go and see it.
Yeah, absolutely. No problem. It's like I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
So I have Lion King at 2.
Okay,
it's
nice.
So moving. It always makes me cry.
Yeah, same.
Mm-hmm. And it balances the humor just right.
Yeah, same thing. Humor is used perfectly in this film. Yeah.
And it has something to say about the way that fascists can manipulate and control with their promises.
Yeah.
Which is helpful in any age.
And yes. Exactly.
But I'm guessing you're number 2.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll come as a big surprise that it's Aladdin.
A Friend Like Me, yeah.
Yeah, just one of my absolute
really
favorites from Disney. I think mean, you do bring up a good point. You just get the main character is male, so there's that you can relate to. I always the whole diamond in the rough thing really always
Yeah,
resonated with me,
I like that
and
too.
I love too how it's kind of in a way like a hybrid movie because I think it's got great action. I think that flying that magic carpet as he's flying out of the Cave of Wonders as it's collapsing is one of the great,
Mm,
thrilling action scenes from a Disney film, or really
yeah.
from any film, really.
I do wish they had given Jafar his own song instead of just the reprise, the Prince Edward. I
Yeah,
think that
yeah,
would have been cool if they appeared it.
that would have been good.
But yeah, great. And how many times do I have to kill you, boy?
And unlike as we were talking about in The Return of Jafar, I think that Iago / Gilbert Gottfried is perfect in the original Aladdin, just because
Mhm.
he's just in it enough where I think he's funny, but not, at least for me, he doesn't
Yeah,
ever become annoying.
I agree.
Uh, and I think Great Romance again, A Whole New World, one of the best scenes ever. And then of course Robin Williams, Genie again, animated by Eric Goldberg and team. What's more fun than that? So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Did you ever see that Life animated documentary
I did.
about the autism boy
Yeah,
that loved it, Iago?
yeah,
That's very sweet.
it was sweet.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so we both have the same, of course, maybe Beauty and the Beast, number one.
Beauty and the Beast. So for me, it's bookends. Those
Oh,
cheapos are at the
yeah.
bottom.
Oh, well, same for me because I have Belle's Magical
Yeah,
World.
and then Beauty and the Beast, which is still, I think, still my favorite Disney canon film.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be up there in just like my favorite movies
And just
of
one of my
all
favorite
time.
movies. It's definitely it's in my top 25 of all time favorite.
Mhm.
Yeah, no question.
Incredible songs, great story. The idea of beauty can be found within, and being like willing to forgive people and love people even despite a beastly exterior is a beautiful thought, beautiful idea. The dazzling sequences like Be Our Guest, incredible.
And the Beauty and the
And
Beast scene, the ballroom scene.
yeah, and then the villain, you have everyone's
Oh my
favorite guy.
gosh,
You have the town hero.
that Gaston song. I mean, I just guffaw every single time. I
He's
love it so
everyone's
much.
favorite guy. There's no man in town half admired by him. And it's not very hard to see why. No. Yeah, I mean, it's great, but again, that you allow people to get inside your head, and one person not liking you, it's kind of like I don't know why I'm using all these sitcom references, but there's a great episode of Frasier where he listens to this giving focus group about the show, and there's this one guy, and he's just like, I just don't like him. I don't like him. I don't think he's, good, whatever. And they're behind the glass, so they're not supposed to be listening, and they're not supposed to be. But he becomes obsessed with this. Like, why doesn't this guy like me?
Yeah.
Why doesn't he? And he starts following him, and it gets more ridiculous and insane because that's the funniness of the
That's
show.
what's so funny. And Kelsey Grammer's so perfect in that. Yeah.
But it's easy to do sometimes. You find out somebody doesn't like you, and you can let it you can stew on it. Why don't they like me? Why don't they, And then he becomes the monster. He's no monster, Gaston. You are.
You are. And what's better? I mean, I love everything about the film, but that when the beast turns back into the man, isn't that one of the most wonderful, magical scenes ever, too?
I mean, I love it, but
The
a lot of people are
music.
a lot of people are upset because they love the beast so much.
Right.
It was hard to
Right.
make Adam. I think his name's Adam. Like, to make him.
Yeah, I've heard complaints about how he looks, and that's not anything that I've dwelled on. But
I mean, I agree, but they were sort of in a no-win position because you cared about him at that point. So what can you transform him into? But I think they did a good job with it. It's such a beautiful
I just think
scene.
that the music and just
I
the
Love
the special effects and everything that they added. Oh,
Mhm.
that's where I always cry too.
And I think that it does add to it that it was Howard Ashman's kind of parting gift to the world. I mean, it just adds a layer.
It does.
That makes it even more beautiful that he was literally on his deathbed. He didn't survive it coming out.
Yeah, he didn't get to see
that adds, because I mean, if I knew that my friend that this was his last project, I would want to do my best. And so it's no accident, I don't think, that, you know, all those animators, they moved up to like the Holiday Inn by his house, you know, that it's going to make something special.
Yeah.
And they said, to our friend Howard, who gave a mermaid her voice and a beast his soul, we will be forever grateful.
Isn't that the nicest dedication to him? Just is so touching. Yeah.
So it's great. But let us know what you think. And I did ask, let me get this out here on Twitter. I asked, but then, so Allison, she says, Beauty and the Beast, The Lion King, Mulan, Aladdin, Toy Story. I really like Toy Story 2 as well, but we wouldn't have it without the first one. So then Gayton Douglas, he says, I was 13 and 15 when Aladdin and The Lion King came out. Between being at just the right age and the quality of both films, they always have a special place in my heart.
Seriously, wow.
The Girly Nerd, she said, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Toy Story 2, The Nightmare Before Christmas, Pocahontas, The Lion King, and Hercules.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, Dalton Carter says Toy Story, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Toy Story 2, and The Lion King. Gavin Evans says Aladdin, Toy Story 2, The Nightmare Before Christmas, Beauty and the Beast, and Toy Story. Cian says Hunchback of Notre Dame, Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, Toy Story, and Princess Mononoke. Frank Henry says Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, Toy Story 2, Aladdin, and Mulan. Alex Klepp, he says Beauty and the Beast, Toy Story 2, Aladdin, The Night Before Christmas, and a Goofy Movie. Let's see. I think that is good.
Fun.
So yeah,
great
a lot
to hear.
Of variety there.
Absolutely. Great opinions.
So let us know what you think of our list, and what would be your ranking. We'd love to hear in the comments section, and put a link down to the letterbox if you want to make your own rankings. If you want to do your own, then just tag us, and I'll share on my social media your rankings. So we definitely want to see that. And thank you so much, Stan, for doing this. And how can people follow you and everything you're doing?
So, Rachel, I've got a podcast. It's called Movies Past and Present. So you can find it whenever or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Great. And you can, and if you have listened to this whole thing, because this is a long episode, then why don't you put hashtag Ghibli Pixar count. Hashtag Ghibli Pixar count. And and then we'll know that you got all the way through the whole podcast. So that'll be fun. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. And follow at Disney Talking on Twitter. And if you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. Really, really appreciate that. And if you are listening on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. And we were almost at 6,000 subscribers on YouTube. It's so funny because 5K felt like it would never come. It was slow. But then I hit the 5K and it's pretty quickly almost 6K. So
outstanding.
That's exciting. So anyway, make sure that you like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. And we have our playlist with all of our Talking Disney episodes. We have 111, I think, at this point. So definitely check out all of those. They're a lot of fun. And then I have the Patreon group, which is the biggest way you can support everything that I'm doing. And you get to be part of our watch-alongs and Patreon events, Q&As. We've had really cool people in the Q&As, like Mary Lou Henner came and did one once. So, some really neat people. So definitely check that out. You can be part of bonus episodes and other cool stuff. So check out the Patreon, the merch store. We have lots of fun designs, movie-inspired designs. Check that out. And thanks so much, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.